Hey, what is up, Keller Williams agents? It is me, Sam Jackson, the Director of Innovation Technology for the Georgia Lacey Group and MAPS Coach. And today I just wanted to share a little bit of a different tone. So I'm super excited. My market centers have announced that we'll be doing a Bold local event starting for June for us. And you'll be seeing Bold being rolled out across the country here, maybe hitting your market center in the next few months, if not sooner. And I just wanted to share my own personal experience on why Bold changed my life. Now, this is going to be a little bit weird. I don't normally talk about myself and like my family history and these things, but I think it may relate to some folks. And I just want to make sure that if you're on the fence about attending Bold, don't miss this opportunity. This is, I don't want to say a once in a lifetime, but really a life-changing type of fundamental training that you can get only at Keller Williams. And I just want to make sure you don't miss out on this because it means so much to me. So I'm now, I think, 4 times Bold. Not including, some of the pivot Bolds that we've had here during COVID, but I'll never forget the first time I went to Bold. It was a class that I was told that, hey, this is an amazing thing you need to go to help you with your business, to help you with your mindset, all these things, and it was kind of great. It was really, really great. I learned my scripts. I learned a lot about my leadership. I learned all these great skills, but there was one of these exercises that you do a little bit later on in the Bold material, and it's changed, so don't quote me on what week it is, but there was an exercise called the Future Self. This is an exercise where you sit down, you close your eyes, and the Bold instructor, the Bold coach will walk you through this narrative of meeting your future self. So you're walking down a path or you're climbing a mountain, you're doing this visual walk, and you run into somebody. It's a stranger. It's future you that you get to talk to. And this was hard for me the first time I took it. Really, really hard for me because, I don't know, I'm not really a toxic person, but I had this toxicity kind of in my brain that I wasn't going to live to see a future self, which is crazy. Let me back up a little bit. For the longest time, inside of my brain, inside of here, where we all kind of live, I had told myself that I wasn't going to live into my 60s. And it's not just for the sake of it. It's not like I'm just YOLOing it up and saying you'll live once, I'm going to live and be wild. It's that my dad died at a really young age. My dad actually killed himself when he was 27. I was 6 months old when it happened. My grandfather was my dad for all intents and purposes. A huge part of my life was my father figure. He died on May 10th. I'm not sure what year, 2005. I was a senior in high school, about to graduate, and my grandfather died at probably one of the most pivotal moments of my life. At the age of 62, had a stroke. And that was a tough time for me. And what's crazy is that my dad made that decision on May 9th, 1987. My grandfather died on May 10th, 2005. And so I've had all this toxicity in my brain that I was either going to die on May 7th or May 11th, that all the men in my world were going to die sometime in early May, and that we would never get out of our 60s. Which is a really young age when you think about it. Back then, I was really young. I was in my early 30s and my 20s, having this toxicity in my brain that, hey, I'm not going to be in my 60s, whatever. No Jackson man has ever made it into their 60s or out of their 60s or even to 65. And I just had this crap inside of my head. And so that came to life, my first Bold experience. Whenever I went to go meet my future self, I couldn't even visualize that. Think about that. Imagine not being able to think about, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to me? The psychology behind, I don't think I'm going to live in my 60s. And that woke me up. Holy cow. I remember feeling that heartbreak of who am I going to become? And at this time, I had little kids. Kind of struggling with that as a father of who do I want to be? Who do I want to be there for? And then I took Bold again the next year. And I kind of dreaded that same exercise. I know that they were still doing that as part of the material of doing the Future Self exercise. And the second time around, it was amazing. I remember walking myself visually up that mountain, sitting on a park bench and talking to my future self. And it was the first time in my life that I thought about living into my 60s, having a big life, and making the changes that I need to. Excuse me, being real with y'all today. Promise I'm not going to stop and edit this material. But the impact, that second time of seeing myself as a person who could do things with my life. It's not too late to make these decisions. It's not too late to get my mindset right. And since then, since that second bold, where I actually got the chance to talk to myself, I got real with my life. Holy cow, did I get real with my life. And I just want to share this an opportunity that it's not necessarily about the production with Bold. I know we talk a lot about, funding a big life and living a life by design. Yeah, that's a piece with it, but for me, honestly, it was the fundamentals of just getting my brain right, of getting this crap out of my head that I was going to die before I got to 60. I'm very happy today that this sits with me. Obviously, you can feel that energy and emotion. I'm very mindful of my day-to-day, my relationships with my kids, what I put out there into the environment with them, and making sure that they see that you can live a life by design and you can live a very long, happy life. So super excited to share with you that little background about me. If you're on the fence about Bold, I promise you will not regret it. If you do regret it, call me and I'll give you a refund, for crying out loud. That's how much I believe in this. But sign up for Bold. If you're on the fence, it's not necessarily about the production, but it's about who you become and the mindset you'll have around this thing. Just do it. You won't regret it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You know how to find me on the Kelly app, or just go ahead and send me a message in the comment section below. I'd love to connect with you. But please, 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 I'm telling you, go to Bold. It will change your life, or in my case, I really believe it saved my life. Because I was thinking too small and had some really bad stuff inside my brain. To think that you're going to die young is kind of a stupid thing, and that whole experience got me through it. So go to Bold. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you.